Well, it's that time, guys and gals. Welcome back to the adventure of the Great Deku Tree by LEGO Legend of Zelda, set number 77092. The set contains 2,500 pieces, retails for $299.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group as a requested review. Thank you, LEGO. Well, we've already built the main model. We've already did the tour and review of this. Now, this is the question I've been getting asked: how easy is this set to take apart and rebuild it into the second version, which I think this one is the Ocarina of Time. And let's take a look at the building guide here. This is the one, if I can get the page to come up, that's the one we're going to be focusing on in the second part of the build installment, which starts on page 297. And it does tell you in here, Ocarina of Time, so I was right. That right there. We just did Breath of the Wild, which is this one. Now, how easy is it to take this apart? We still have bags 21, 22, and 23 remaining right here. So that's good news. Didn't lose those. Got an extra shoebox. Because now, what we need to do here, we need to strip this whole thing down to that level. I mean, we're going to have to take a bunch of this stuff off. So there's a couple ways that we could do this. You could either start all over again, which I'm not going to do, or just take my time and slowly devour this. Now, I think the easiest thing to do here, let me turn on the ring light so we get a little bit more light on this here. Okay. The best thing is to just take my time and just take this thing apart. So we're going to start with the trees first right here. Now these just come off. Now, you could just take these completely apart and put them away. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them inside of here, because there might be pieces we might need off of that, and I don't want to have to rifle through small stuff. So I may have to pre-sort later on. As far as for accessories, I think we're still going to need these. So we're going to put the minifigures and stuff over here. Especially with the fancy shield that I forgot its name. So all this stuff unplugs. So like the branches up here, I think these just come out like that. And of course things are going to fall off. If things do, that's fine. We need to back this thing back here. And this is the part everybody was asking me about. Where do I start with this? So just start taking things apart. I'd start at the top and work my way down. Here's another one that just unplugs. It also helps too if you get it on a turntable that you can easily freely move around here. Like this tree right here, we can just pull that off. I believe we're still going to need this, so I'm going to hang on to that for right now. Now, how much trouble is it going to be to take everything off? We don't know. I think we're going to keep Link's house. So this one here stays. So we'll put that back over here. Okay. For like doing that thing that Mr. Rogers did on his Neighborhood of Make-Believe, where you go in the kitchen, you'd set all those models out, which I always wanted those when I was a kid, but they were never for sale. See how this is not meant to just come apart. And I mean, we're going to have to strip everything off here. Okay. So let's start getting all this big stuff out of the way first. And I don't know about this. One way to do it is just to check the building guide here and see. It just starts with the mechanics. Trying to find the thing with the Triforce in the front. I think that might just be used again. We don't know. So this one here, I don't have any more shoe boxes, or I would put it somewhere. Let me put this somewhere for safekeeping. I have way too much stuff up here. I've been trying to get done with reviews, stuff like this, because I got a batch coming in, and I'm trying to also do tutorials too. And of course the book's already falling apart. Be careful with your book. I'm already ripping pages out of it. And yes, I do keep these. Alright, so we need to get this thing back down to here. So like this little tree here, this can go. And sorry if you really can't see a whole lot. This is just deconstruction today. And I'm just putting them in that shoebox. So like these plants here, these stay. This piece here goes. I'm just going to see how easy it is just to unplug that. Okay, that just detaches. We'll just put that in there. And so far, I'll have to get some stuff and rebound that page, but we're getting to that point. So we're going to have to just peel things back here. Like this leaf piece stays, but not this. Okay, we'll put that back in there. How much trouble is it going to be to rip everything off this? I don't really know. So I'm just checking things out. Like this tile here, it's going to stay there. These mushrooms stay there. But this comes off. But the leaf piece stays. Okay. Now, Jay, why are you doing this? Why are you going through this extent? Because I get requests for this stuff from time to time. You know, how easy it is to do the secondary model on these sets. Oh, and today is the 28th of April 2025, if anybody's curious. Yeah, so it looks like the mushrooms stay here. That stays. Now, like I said, this is by all means not going to be a very easy process. So what I'm going to do here, I think we're just going to probably back this thing down here. That stays. Yeah, I'll have to reglue this page in. That won't be too hard. I have some stuff for rebinding books. This stuff here can be removed. Let's pop this off. This should just unplug. Okay, it's not too bad. Alright, we're getting back down to here. It shows nothing on the inside, so you got to take all that out of there too. I think in this video installment, we're just going to focus on stripping the set down. Wait a minute, this stays. And I think I'm messing up a few items. Let me put that back in here. I'm looking at the wrong page here, by the way. Let me put that back in there. Making sure here. So just make sure you're on step 89 if you're backing this apart here. My week's been going kind of slow and rough. So yeah, it's not been very pleasant dealing with drama and stuff. And that's how it goes. Let's see here. You just got to forgive me here. I had somebody the other day literally threw a fit over. They couldn't see every angle. You know my default. Send me the money, I'll get more cameras, and then we'll do multiple angles here. Usually when they complain about it and I tell them that, I never hear from them again. Alright. And just by first impressions on taking this thing apart, this is not meant by any means to be recycled and repurposed. Let's peel that off while we're here. It looks like we're getting to that point. It looks like these pieces stay, but we got a hole in the front. How easy it is to pull the face off. Remember this thing kept breaking apart? Oh, there we go. That came off. You notice I'm not trying to... I'm just doing it very slowly. I'm going to just take this thing down here. I have a friend of mine who bought this, and he was kind of debating on, you know, what he should do. Should he take his apart, or should he buy another model? This might help him out a bit on the nightmare of it. Because even I'm right now kind of like, okay, just got done filming this. It took a long time to build. And now there's not much left here now. It's all broken. This piece should just pop off the top here. There we go, got that out of there. Jay, you're ripping that thing apart. Well, that's the whole gig of this. I got the set just because of that request. You know, how easy is it going to be? See, now it's starting to crumble. I'm just being very careful. I don't want to lose anything because we're going to need some of this here. And right here, that's fine. This thing with the cherries, this can go. I'm just trying to match the picture here. Okay. This stuff in here goes. And if you got your brick separator, that's going to be a big help. Let's see here. I cannot really see the viewfinder. You're just... I don't have a GoPro for this. This would have been nice to have a GoPro. I'm just slowly... Okay, now the whole thing's starting to come apart. We don't want that to happen. I'm just trying to pop this panel off here. This just comes straight out, I know, because I put it in. We need to keep these, I think. No, we don't. Matter of fact, it's already breaking at that point, but I need some of this. I'm not going to go crazy on it. Actually, it stops right here. Right there, so that comes off. How easy is this going to be? We don't know. That's why I said I'm going to make this just one build installment here. And let's see here. Okay, this stays, but this piece goes. So we need to peel that back there. Throw those extra parts and put that back in there. Jay, you're really going to go through with this. Yes, I am. And unfortunately, I cut the top part of the book off, so I'll have to kind of come back here and take a look at some other things. It's not really that much to it. It may take a good while to take this apart. Now, and just now, if you get this set and you don't feel comfortable with tearing this thing down, I don't blame you. I don't think this is meant... I'm trying to go back here. Okay. I don't see anything up here, so I think these little tiles up here, they get removed like that. And then now we have the mechanics stuff in here. These two columns stay, but this stuff doesn't. Now, can I just pop that out? I guess you can. Get that out of there. Pull that out. I mean, right now that's what we have so far. You know, we're not even done yet. All right, so I'm just slowly bringing it down here. I don't think these pieces are here. It shows it all the way down to here. Oh, no, I see the telephone bases, so I think you have to leave those there. This comes out, obviously. Let's see, I'm trying to get it to where you can see the angles too here. Okay, we pop that out of there. The mechanics. And keep it all as much whole pieces as you can. Okay, I think this gets pulled all the way out to about here. It shows the tan plate on the top. So there's a hole in there. So this comes all the way. I bet I could just pop this out without that coming apart. There we go. You probably could just pull that whole thing out as a unit. And by all means, this is not meant to be a tutorial, but just to kind of salvage this a little bit here. And it's starting to look like that part now. We'll know when we put it together. These pieces here stay. Okay. Looks good here with this here. Maybe at least for 4K you can zoom in. Okay, it looks like we've got it down to that part. Okay. And now we got to focus our attention over here. Seeing what needs to go here and what needs to stay. The white flowers, or the light blue, I guess those are orchids, those are staying. This piece here will go. Can you see what I'm doing? I don't know if I can get this back here. Hey, I'm the only guy that does this stuff. For some reason, I don't understand why people don't get into depth into these builds. It's beyond me. Alright. And it looks like that wasn't too terribly bad. And everything in here, including these tiles, get ripped out too. Alright. So let's pop all these out. And yeah, get those out of there and pull all the accessories. This is probably where you're going to need to use your brick separator, but I'm not going to go and start really tearing things apart. When we start building the other stuff, you need bags 10, 14, and 23 for the next installment. How do I know which bags go to where? I could either sort, and this is something I wish LEGO would do, is, let's see if there's a back side of this here that I can see. I don't think there even is a back side to it. It doesn't even show it. That tells me there's nothing in that room. Nope. So just empty it out. And just by taking this apart, and if you want to build part 2, it may not be worth it if you're thinking about doing this. But we haven't even started the build yet. At least I got the bed out, kind of, in a way. Okay, I'm at the point now where I'm going to need a brick separator, and I don't have one around here. Oh, there's one. And yeah. How are we doing on time here? Not too bad, but I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I got so much paperwork and everything in here. Alright, so now, looks like this thing has been used a bunch. So is this really going to be worth it? So far, no. And yeah, somebody came at the door again. And you know what I'm going to do? I think what we're going to, because the next one has got 3 bags, I think we're just going to just call this installment here Build Deconstruction. Because we really got to make sure. Boy, these do not want to come out, do they? Let's try it with this plate here first. There we go. Get the hearts out of there. Yeah, you're going to have to gut this baby all the way down. And, I mean, just get inside and you're going to have to strip it all the way out in here. Okay. Then we'll do a final walkthrough here. And while I'm doing this, thank you everyone who is a contributor. I appreciate it. So there's your shout outs, and thank you those for purchasing building guides. I got a couple more uploaded. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and anybody else who's subscribed and liked the video, comment. Those always help, and it motivates me to do more videos. And yeah, including the stuff that I have to fight to get out here. I can't even get that out of there. So let's see if we can... right now I'm stuck on this little ramp thing. It's so cluttered up here right now. Let's peel that off. When you're doing this, don't throw this stuff back in your collection. Boy, that came out before the plate did. Alright. And honestly... is this worth it? It's starting to get to the point where this is becoming a headache. So I'm going to honestly say it's probably not going to be worth taking this apart. As you can see, the struggles I'm having right now trying to preserve it. Because when we start building, I may have to break this down into several more build installments. So just imagine how long the playlist on this set's going to be. It's going to be pretty bad. Okay, I got those out of there. And I don't know about the vines that are hanging inside. Yeah, this shows, yeah, they're barely visible, so I'm assuming those stay in there. So it looks like I got all that cleaned out. The stuff in these side compartments, I don't know. I'm going to leave those in there. And I think we're done with that there. That's it for the deconstruction. And yeah, as far as for this book falling apart already, like I said, it's starting to rip there because I pulled the page. I'll just take some, like I said, some glue and re-stick that back in there. Shouldn't be that hard to repair. And that stays. I'm just double checking my work here. And like I said, if we build it and something looks off, then probably so. These slopes are supposed to be in there. So why would they have us remove all that there? Okay, so just by looking at this here, and we look at the Ocarina of Time, this looks obviously is a smaller model with green leaves. Okay, that thing's getting on my nerves. I need to disable that when I'm doing these. But the question is now, how much of this do we have to rip apart? Or, I mean, in terms of that stuff there. Now, we have these here. I hate to think I ripped these off for no reason at all. But now, in preparation, let's get to page 297. Yeah, here, stay on the floor then. See, bags 10, 14, and 23. 10 and 14 have already been done. We just have to find the parts. Means we're going to have to pick and pull everything. But bags 23, if I can find it, is this one right here. And just setting this up and preparing it, because I don't think I could do 10 bags in one sitting. And I think the best thing to really do here, and I'm just browsing through this now. Let's see here if I can set this up where you can see it. I don't, the big professionals, they have the big shops. I don't. I'm working out of a small bedroom. So see, I have to come in here and reconstruct all this. So you have to gut everything down, but there's those roots and everything. And yeah, taking that apart wasn't too scary, but I think honestly though, in all fairness, this might be more than I'm willing to tackle. But I'm not a quitter at this point. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let you guys and gals go early today. Okay. And the reason why is, except for bags 21, 22, and 23, the stuff that's in here, let me see if I can make some space here for you. There's a disadvantage of doing this, and you're staring at it right here. I have to go through here and pull pieces that I need for here. There's a couple ways I can do that. Some pieces are buried. I'll have to dig for parts. I think honestly the easiest way to tackle this is to sort pieces out by color and start from there. It'd be easier to do that instead of just trying to find, okay, let's find step one. It could take me 20 minutes to go through all this. And if you're interested in that, that'd be fine. I already have videos on how to sort parts by color. You know, just take a bunch of butter containers and just break everything down to part level. Okay. Those side panels we pulled off, though, these are it right here. So we might even reuse those again. That's what I'm saying. I got to be very careful here. Let's see if I can see them. And let's take a look. I may hang on to these. I think we're going to need these again. Okay, this will save us some time. And see right here, they're using the same thing. And that little room at the top, it's built slightly different. That's why I said I pulled everything off as best as I can. Where does that even go? I don't know. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do here off stream, because I don't want to just make this into a 2-hour installment. I got more important things I got to get done right now for today, including taking care of parents and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to do it off stream. I'm going to read ahead, and I'll just tack it on to here where we need to start. Because I'm going to need to go through each page of this book, because some of this stuff like this, if I can avoid putting other stuff together, we will know, right? So if you're getting your set, you may want to read ahead. See, like this here, look like this is about the same as what we just pulled off. And I can probably repair part of this. Like I said, don't go in and start crowbarring everything out. So what pieces do we need to keep? What pieces do we need to change? Obviously the leaf pieces. This one doesn't use pink. And there's a whole bunch of things falling apart. So yeah, give me a few moments. Then I'm going to come back and show you what I have found. And then we'll just come from there. So, I mean, that's the only way to start. One page at a time. Let's see what we need. And go from there. Okay, so I managed to go through the building guide and kind of divide some stuff up here. And what I had found out that this looks like we're using the same thing here that goes on the top of this. So this gets repurposed again. And indeed I was correct, these side panels are the same. And so are the limbs for the trees. So that's really good there. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this bin. I'm not sure if I want to part it all out and divide everything up, or just pull parts off as we're building. I'm not quite sure how I want to do this yet. I know some of this stuff I do need to pull apart. This piece here, I'm not really sure. I didn't see anything that referenced it in the building guide. So I think what I'm going to do here is, I'm kind of torn on this. I may just go ahead and sort by bag. So like the next part of the build, which let me get the building guide here, is 10. I think it's 10, 13, and 23 for the bags. Let's see here, 10, 14, 23. We got to pour all the bags out at once. So I think what I'm going to do here is go through the building guide. I'm going to divide out bags 10 and 14, just see what parts we're using in there. And anything that uses this stuff that we've already had assembled, I'll just count that. I'm not sure. And of course bags 21, 22, and 23, we'll just keep these until we need them. So obviously we're going to need this one here, and the leaf pieces and such. So I just need to go and part it all out. Now, I'm going to be honest, we haven't even started building yet, and yeah, it's going to be a headache. So if you ever get this set, I would probably stick with one or the other and build it. And if you want to build the second one, well, you're going to have to cough up the $300 to do it. But we're going to see if it's manageable. And so far, if you can get it down to this level here, then you can just continue where you left off. But this is half the build, and it's not sorted. So, yeah, it's going to be a chore. But I don't know. But tell me what you think. Is it worth it? Just let me know in the comments.